the moment you've all been waiting for. A new video from Jasper, also known as the KLV, and we're about to hop on a plane for our series, The Portrait Of. Besides some emotional reminiscing about better days, before COVID, we're hoping to learn something about a good, long-time friend of mine who's also happened to be an avid watch lover. I'll take you on a journey to Serbia, but before we do all this, I'm gonna check out the watch on my wrist. Today I'm wearing a rare Patek Philippe 3634. Only a handful of examples of the Grande Ellipse with lapis lazuli dial are known, and even less have been ever offered to auction. Today we hope to learn from his previous experience in the watch field and check out his motivation to open a physical store in Belgrade. We're about to meet the dealer real time. I came to you in Belgrade, I think I was like 19, 20 years old. I came to you and in the airport I dropped the watch and it stopped working.
But you didn't tell me, you sold me the fucking watch.
But now we can laugh about it.
Okay,
huh?
Of course.
But we're not done yet talking about watches you wrecked. Remember the one in Amsterdam, I think 4 years ago? We went on the bike, of course, in Amsterdam.
Bike in Amsterdam?
A little bit too much Rakiel or Heineken.
Happens.
What happened? Your bike got stuck in the tram rails?
Yeah, because I was a little bit, we both was a little bit drunk. And luckily for me, I fell with the 3448, white gold, perfect condition, on the bracelet.
It's still perfect condition
It's
because
still
you saved yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing I remember really well is
Was
that
falling
you were,
like a Superman, like this.
exactly. You were on the ground saying, "Ah, my friend, I saved the watch." And the next couple months you had a problem with your arm.
It's important the watch was safe. Because as you see, I dropped the Patek 10 minutes before, so it happened to me all the time too.
I know. I once destroyed the perfect bezel of the 654 too. The Bakelite GMT.
Yeah,
It's also a 20k mistake.
yeah, it happened in this business.
It's true.
To make mistakes. I also remember when I forget the bag full of watches on my bike, because I was put the bag and I put it down to lock the bike, and I totally forgot. I went home to sleep after lunch.
My friend, even in Amsterdam, first time you came to Amsterdam, you still stayed at my student home, remember, at the student dorm, in the tiny room.
Okay.
And we went for lunch and you forgot the watch
The
in the
GMT.
back,
The GMT.
on the table.
On the table, on the Greenwoods restaurant.
Correct.
Yeah. Bob, wait. And yeah, I remember that. It happened.
But you got it
Seriously.
back, so I guess your karma is good.
Yeah. For now it is.
Every
I
time?
hope. I hope it stays like this. The also thing, many times I lose and everything, but most of the times I find the things.
Yeah.
Because I think in this business we are too deconcentrate.
Yeah.
So
And it's a business of trust anyhow, right? So
yeah, you need, there are a lot of things you have on your mind when you're traveling, where you're putting the things.
but therefore
So-
you're always wearing pants with 100 pockets.
Yeah.
I remember you on the fairs.
Yeah, always.
Ah, you, this watch, whoop, this watch, whoop, this watch. Beautiful. What was your first big deal? Like the first time you really made good money on a watch?
Paul Newman, RCO.
RCO.
Yep.
That watch is like 700, 800k right now.
In those, but in those days I was happy to own two of them, not only one, and that was a watch of, let's say, around 200k.
How long ago?
I think 9 years ago. The people in those days didn't understand the difference about RCO and the normal ones.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's
it's
only one
Rolex,
word,
Oyster, Cosmograph.
oyster, and that word oyster give you
A lot of money.
bucks in your pockets. So
Yeah. So
I
that
would
was your
say, yeah.
first really good deal.
really good deal. Yeah.
And you bought the watch locally in Belgrade?
Yeah, locally.
Wow. First owner?
No, it was the first owner. According to the story, was the guy who was very close to the ex-president, and he bought it from the son of the president.
Because Belgrade does have a lot of very
Yeah.
nice watches,
Yeah,
right?
I find it crazy nice watches here.
Many
A lot
pieces.
of Pateks, a lot of old stocks watches. really we are living in the place where the watches have a big history, and people really love to wear the watches, and they're really great watches, like Longines, very important Longines, also the
Omega.
Omegas, the Leonidas, Mido, Rolex, Vacheron, all
Stefanovic signed.
all double signed with Stefanovic. Yeah. So the area here, Belgrade, and people love watches all the time. They have the culture to have watches.
Yeah. Besides watches, Mr. Srdjan, who is you? What do you like more in life?
First, I love to be a family man, because now I have a son. I love dogs, I love nature, I love to walk, I love to play basketball, I love to play tennis. Before, I really was good in basketball. I almost was a professional player. And now, because I'm old and fat and fat, yeah, I play tennis more. So, but I still can beat you.
But you're still fast in the car, I guess.
I love cars.
Yeah, we take a look at the Porsches.
We can do it, yeah, of course.
We're finally here, Vintage Watches, Belgrade, but you're Mr. World Time. Your IG handle is World Time. Why did you open a store instead of traveling over the world to buy and sell watches?
First of all, I still wish to travel the world like we all used to do before the COVID. So I hope this stupid thing about COVID will end soon, so we all can travel to have fun and everything. But the thing is, I wish always to have my space. When I came from the building upstairs to work, I wish to be in my store and also this store is not like the store, it's like the museum.
Yeah.
So I wish to be here to chill out, to have 2 hours of my time to spend it here. Also, when my little guy grew up, when he asked Dad, what are you doing? This is what I'm doing.
This is what you're building.
This is what I'm doing.
But
I'm loving watches, that's the thing.
Before
I'm
you
buying
had the
and
store,
selling. Yeah.
Before you had the store, how did you work instead of buying and selling from here?
Traveling, enjoying.
Fairs,
Yes,
auctions.
fairs, auctions, yes.
So all of the world, but that's something you're gonna do still with the store.
Of course. That is why in this store I have my office, which is out of the store, near to the store, where I'm going maybe to do some books on what I'm going to do. But I wish to travel again, because I think the most important thing of this, let's say business, it's not business, it's a hobby, but it's a friendship.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I met so many friends which I can call in 2 a.m. in the morning or whatever, and I really love this job because of the friends.
Yeah, you really make friends all over the world.
Yeah, it's
and everything
possible.
Everything is combined by your passion.
I know many times when you need to wire the money or something, you just pick up phone and call someone in States, in Asia, and everyone, and they give the money instead of you in cash, and you give the money in Munich or wherever. So
it's
literally
easy.
It's impossible in any other business, and this business, when you have trust, that's the most important thing on this business for
It's
me.
everything.
Yeah.
And you said it's not just a store, but it's a museum. What do you mean with a museum? What kind of watches are you selling?
We're not selling the watches in museum. So the thing is, the Serbia and the ex-Yugoslavia, let's say the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, have the really nice past of the watches, because when you see the retailer like Stefanovic is one of the most appreciated retailer. So interesting story is one of the founders of the Cartier is also from here. It's the family of the Obrenovic. It's a kingdom of Obrenovic. After them come the Karađorđević. So when you go to the Nica and you go to the Cartier store, on the left you have the symbol of the Kingdom of Serbia of Obrenovic. On the right, I think it's from the Romanov Russian. So important history of the watches really came from this area, and a lot of nice watches still I find here, and I find it before, and it's really interesting. People love watches here.
And therefore you keep those watches in the watch museum.
Yeah, something like that.
And the watches you sell, Patek, Rolex, what kind of brands?
Yes, something like you sell. So when you have our history of watches, after the Obrenović, you have the Karađorđević. The Karađorđević royal family is very famous. You have the King Peter I. After him, you have the King Alexander, who was a big watch collector. That is why still you can find here, you can find very important Cartier made for the Serbian royal family.
Cool.
Few of them will be in my book when I finish it. One of them is a minute repetition. We should talk a lot about this watch. You will see on the picture. There are a lot of important watches from here still in Belgrade, because this is the area where you can find a really nice, and this is also a funny thing, I find a lot of new old stock watches here. During the Tito, before the Tito, after the Tito, but we love watches here. This nation, this area, love watches.
So cool. Thank you for showing us, besides Belgrade, of course, your beautiful store.
My
and
friend, I show you Belgrade many times before, but
I know.
thank you, you came here now.
But
like
you
this.
just opened the store 4 months ago?
Yeah, something like 3 months ago, yeah. During the COVID. I opened the store during the COVID. Balls.
So interesting. Well, let's grab some rakia then.
Of course.